Good morning. Trying to think here. I mean, there's so many things on my plate this morning, and one of them's not bacon. I need some bacon. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, good morning, Diane. Diane, if you'll do me a favor and just check that all my numbers are somewhat in a chronological order today, and you should have up to 100 pictures. I don't know what happens. I go 78, 79, 87, 88, 89, 90, 96. And then Diane has to send me these messages like, did I not get these numbers, or these are numbers we're not working with today? Every once in a while I have certain numbers just not working with them that day. But now we got, and we're going to play the excuses and Trump not on the ballot. We're going to play all that. I spoke to two people yesterday in two different states that support Donald J. Trump. So let's get that out of the way. They support Donald J. Trump, but they have been bringing in Republican elections in their states in certain districts for years, and they've lost elections in these districts. And I have to tell you, it's very concerning if we're at a point that we've thrown in the towel, and unless Donald J. Trump is on the ballot, we can't win an election. I mean, is it game over because 20 million people came in here? The illegals are going to vote. 20 million people, we're going to have new districts. We'll talk about that. That's down the road. But we got our asses handed to us. That's just all there is to it. In Georgia, we had two, and you're going to hear electricity. You're going to hear it in Ohio. You're going to hear it in other states, because there's people that are running for office all across this country that tuned into Georgia and said, give me number 20, Diane. We're going to break down a lot of things. Now, this is a little note from Greg Bluestein, right? Paulding County is the cornerstone of the GOP coalition in Georgia. Trump carried it last year with 62% of the vote. Tonight, it was nearly even split. And yesterday, I'm in Georgia. So we're gonna get into the national, because we have the Georgia hour, and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to break this down because I asked yesterday. I'm in North Georgia, so if you're out there nationally, I don't know what you're doing in your neck of the woods, but I know what we need to do here, because if you think yesterday in Georgia was a ticking time bomb, all right, a ticking time bomb for 2026. So in the Georgia hour, if you're here at 10 o'clock, I'm going to go into great details on how our politics in Georgia has been, is, and will be in the near future controlled by Brian and his wife, Marty Kemp. We have a Republican machine that controls everything from our state house candidates to our state Senate candidates, every single thing. And they are about to totally hand over, not my wishes, but if you're out there and you're wondering, Georgia, they're about to totally hand over Georgia to the Democrats as long as they can make a buck. It's all about making a buck. Self-serving people. Now, our GOP chair, we tried to unseat him in Georgia. His name is Josh McCoon. Now, here's the bad part. I want to bring this up for a reason. He got endorsed, and I'm going to go into detail. He got endorsed by President Donald Trump, and I'm going to explain that. Because President Donald Trump, you have to know this now. Now, we'll go through it in the Georgia hour, but you need to know it now. That there is a team, a bad team, surrounding President Donald J. Trump that is feeding him who needs to be in certain positions across the country. Whether it's your state GOP chair, congressional members, state Senate members, governor. I have to tell you this, it's really bad across the country of this team that's surrounding the president. The president's a very busy man. It's nonstop. The guy does not sleep, okay? He makes some good decisions. He makes some bad decisions. But at least, you know this, he's there, and it's not, well, he was actually elected. 3 times, that is. But let me move on. And the reason I bring this up, if you do not want your state to be, no other way to put it, an election nightmare for Republicans, start looking at all the things you got to do now. And in our state in Georgia, where I'm at, I have called, this guy got endorsed. In the Georgia hour, I'm going to explain how he got endorsed by the president. They rigged our state convention. Yes, our Republican Party state convention in Georgia was totally rigged. And this guy right here, Josh McCoon, I have called for his resignation immediately so we can beat Jon Ossoff. Now, Mike Collins, if you're out there, and Brandon Phillips, if you're out there, or even Derek Dooley or any of them out there, but Mike Collins, I'm looking at you. If you're out there, you endorsed. You came out immediately and endorsed Josh McCoon. If you want to win, possibly, and become the next senator and unseat Jon Ossoff, you need to retract the endorsement, apologize for endorsing him. All of you do, and let's get him out of the way. Because it's not like he didn't know this was coming down the pike. So let me give you this right here. This is what our current, now he's running for re-election at this time. He's running for re-election. Video 9.
In 2 years. In November of this year, success looks like winning both of the Public Service Commission statewide elections that will be on the ballot in November of 2025. Success looks like...
Okay, we'll play the whole thing at 10 o'clock in the Georgia hour. But he knows when he's standing there back in May of last year, he's telling you, asking you to reelect him and for Donald Trump to endorse him. And he's telling you he knows what success looks like in November of 2025. Folks, we had our asses handed to us in Georgia. So I don't know what you're going to do out there, America, but we need to get on the bandwagon now and break this. And Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, needs to resign today. Not just because we lost those 2 seats. Those are the first seats that Republicans have lost in decades on his watch. Not just U.S. Senate. I'm talking statewide races not the U.S. Senate, not John Ossoff, not Raphael Warnock. They'll come back, the people that attack me. They attack me, they call me names and everything like that, but they can't attack the content. So I don't know what you're doing, but in Georgia, this is what we have to do immediately. So take that down. We'll go in the Georgia hour. The Georgia hour, okay? And that's at 10 o'clock. The tariffs. Here's my question. If the Supreme Court says that Donald Trump does not have the ability to put tariffs in place, that's what's in front of the Supreme Court. We'll get into Zoran Mondani. We'll get into that. We'll discuss how people are starving in the middle of the streets. They're just starving. I can't wait I can wait. I don't want that to happen. I don't want somebody to die. But I'm looking at, in the near future, for one of the newscasts to come up and say, as they say, this person died today in the middle of the street. People close to her think maybe it was hunger and her EBT card ran out. I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting for the death toll. I'm waiting for the government shutdown death toll. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. I know it's coming. The American people know it's coming. So let me go here. The tariffs, number 82. Now, here's what I want to know. They told us, the Supreme Court, right, raises concern about Trump's tariffs. And the arguments were yesterday, and a lot of people listened to the audio about the tariffs. But since Trump got elected and he started putting tariffs in place, every media, fixed news, that would be Fox, even, your Newsmax gang and several others, and, definitely your deep state corporate corrupt media, the ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, the new ones coming up, CNN, and so forth. They continued to beat home that you and I are paying the tariffs. It gets passed along to you and I, right? I mean, think about that. That's all you heard every day. We pay the tariffs. It's a tax. It's a tax. Every time you go to the store, they're passing it along. The Chinese pass it to the guy on the dock. The guy on the dock says, hey, I'm not paying it. He passes it on to the store. Store says, hey, I'm not paying it. They put it on the shelf. You pay it, right? Now, you know that. That's what you've been told. So my question is, if the court says they have to repay the tariffs, Trump, if the Supreme Court says, Trump, you cannot legally put these tariffs in place, you got to repay them, who gets the money? I don't know. I don't know. This is the way I'm thinking. Like, do I get a check? Because they said I paid them. Do you get a check? Who gets the money? Just saying. Now, Amy Coney Barrett asked a question yesterday. Give me video 2.
And then if you win, tell me how the reimbursement process would work. Would it be a complete mess? I mean, you're saying before the government promised reimbursement, and now you're saying, well, that's rich, But how would this work? It seems to me like it could be a mess.
So the first thing I'd say is that just underscores just how major a question this is. The very fact that you were dealing with this with quotas, there's no refund process to the tunes of billions of dollars or embargoes, but there is here. But for our case, the way it would work is, in this case, the government stipulated for the 5 plaintiffs that they would get the refunds. So for us, that's how it would work. Your question, I take it, is about everyone else. We don't have a class action or anything like that. With respect to everyone else, there's a whole specialized body of trade law, and it's in 19 U.S.C. 1514 outlines all these administrative procedures. It's a very complicated thing. There's got to be an administrative protest. There was a harbor management case earlier that this court was involved with in the United States Shoe, in which, the refund process took a long time. There were any number of claims and equitable relief.
So a mess.
So it's difficult,
Okay.
absolutely. We don't deny that it's difficult, but I think what this court has said in the McKesson case in 1990 is that serious economic dislocation isn't a reason to do something. Northern Pipeline, you guys stayed your decision for a while in order to let the congressional process unfold. There may be a congressional process here as well. You may be able to also be that this court could limit its decision to prospective relief under the John Q. Hammonds case. So there's lots of possibilities.
Wait a minute. So what you're telling me is the whole tariff thing. Who gets the money? Just saying. That is in the Supreme Court. We will see now. A lot of argument yesterday. A lot of analysts out there telling you that the conservative judges of the court are very skeptical, skeptics, whatever you want to say, however the proper way to put that, on the executive branch having the power to put a tariff on everyone. Because it was even asked yesterday, has every country done something that, requires a tariff, an emergency tariff? So that being said, we'll see what the Supreme Court says according to what they come out on the tariffs. I just want to know who gets the money. Now, here's my question, and we'll take a break. We'll come back. I said this yesterday. I was talking to a politician. I try not to, but I have to for my job. Affordability. That's the new word. Affordability. Right? Affordability. That is the word. I mean, Trump last night even admitted, where's it at? Give me video 7.
Game. Some are dismissing the sweeping Democratic victories as no surprise. And President Trump says the government shutdown is partly to blame for the GOP's poor showing. But he unveiled a new theory at a speech to business leaders in Miami: affordability. The president says it's a new word made up by Democrats. He says Republicans didn't talk enough about it or focus on his supposed economic accomplishments. The president says he has not reached out.
Affordability. That's the magic word. So yesterday I told this, and I'm gonna say this before I get into it. We'll break it down. I keep trying to tell different politicians, and I tell people all the time, do not try to tell someone how they feel. There's a reason the psychiatrist or psychologist or counselor says, how does that make you feel? There's a reason why. How does that make you feel? Because people immediately internally shut down when you start explaining to them how they feel. There's something inside that they just start shutting down. And give me video 13.
Companies just don't understand how tariffs work. They actually are good for you. Meanwhile, people are saying, no, actually, I can't afford my groceries and my rent. So you can't tell people that they're not living the way they feel every day. And I think we saw some of that at the polling places 2 nights ago.
All right, still ahead on.
Now, whether you like that or not, because it did come from MSNBC, little Willy Willie, he's correct. So if you go on TV, and I don't know, I really don't know if the tariffs affect us the way they say they do. I don't trust what they say happens on most anything that comes out of their mouth. But if the tariffs affect us and quite the way they say, or do they not, and these big box stores are taking advantage of us? I mean, are we paying another $3 on something because there's some greedy son of a gun in the back room saying, I see where I could get $3 extra. But no matter what happens and who's doing it, when you come on and you say, well, the tariffs are good for you, and all you see all the way around you, I don't care what network, even Fox News does it for you, Fox News 24/7 viewers. They all do it. And everywhere around you circles and says you're paying the tariffs, and you get to the grocery line and your grocery bill's another $23 than it was just 2 weeks ago. That's another $100, basically $25 a month, if not more. That's another $100 that you don't have to begin with. And then the electric bill went up another $9.20. Oh, that doesn't seem like much. And then you try to watch TV and the streaming network goes up another $18, just like that, no warning. You just want to watch TV. That's all you want to do. You don't go and say, oh, the tariffs are great. They're great. You don't know it's bringing in billions of dollars. Right? I'm not against my president. When you go in there and say tariffs, I mean, our treasury has $1 trillion in there now because of tariffs. Yeah, but they didn't give me any of it to go to the store. You cannot tell people how they feel. You can't tell them things are good for them. You can't do that. And that's where we're at, no matter what you think. I mean, look, the American people are not stupid. I get what you're saying. You remember when Jay Leno used to do jaywalking and you loved it, and they go outside and ask, I don't want to just say 3 college girls. We'll say one college, 2 college girls, 2 college guys. Hey, can you name the first president of the United States? Yes, Elon Musk. Right? You remember jaywalking? Anyhow, and that's our future. Well, actually, jaywalking, that's who's out there right now. Okay, remember jaywalking on The Tonight Show? That's who's out there. They are out there now. They're in leadership positions. Oh my God, I just thought of that actually. But let me move past that. Okay. When you tell someone over here that you're shutting the government down. Now, that's all a stunt. Every bit of that's a stunt. But you're shutting the government down because over here, you're dealing with waste, fraud, and abuse. Oh, that is great. They're going after that waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, what's that over here? Oh, that's a special room. What room is that? Well, that's where politicians go to take advantage of waste, fraud, and abuse. But I thought over here we were dealing with that. We are over here. Well, what are we doing over here? Whoa, that's... So we want to cut 40 billion here, but over here we're going to spend another 60 billion. And the only people that get to go in that room are the billionaires and then the politicians that follow them in there. The only ones that get to go in that room is Big Pharma, the big insurance companies, right? That's the only ones that get to go in that room. All the defense contractors, they get to go in that room behind the curtain. Over here, you want me to believe because groceries are up, car insurance is up, homeowners insurance is up, people can't afford to friggin' live no matter what you say out there, that I'm cheering because you're taking on waste, fraud, and abuse. But over here are the untouchables. Stop telling me New Jersey's just a blue state. Stop telling me that New York City's just a blue New York City. Rudy Giuliani was a Republican and got elected in New York City as mayor. I think 2 terms. Right? Stop telling me Virginia now is blue. Glenn Youngkin, like him or not, just won 4 years ago in Virginia. Stop telling me that blue California voted for Prop 50. Stop telling me that. And stop telling me that Georgia was a one-off election. It was an off year. And here's all our reasons why. Well, wait a minute. Here's Mike Johnson to let us know. Video 11.
There's no surprises. What happened last night was blue states and blue cities voted blue. We all saw that coming. And no one should read too much into last night's election results. Off-year elections are not indicative of what's to come. That's what history teaches us. For the first time in American history, an avowed, openly proclaimed socialist has been elected as the mayor of America's largest city. Zoran Mondani is without a doubt the biggest win for socialism in the history of the country, and it is the biggest loss for the American people. He is truly a committed Marxist. And the results of that race tell you everything you need to know about where the Democrats and their party are headed. Hakeem Jeffries, as you know, is the highest ranking Democrat in the House. He gave his full blessing.
What? A Marxist socialist in New York City? Say it's not so, right? Say it's not so. We had our chance. We could have put a well-known generational criminal, corrupt politician in there. But we put a socialist Democrat. Folks, I live in an area that is 78% Donald Trump voters, that I can tell you all day long we're importing Democrats as fast as we can. And you hear workforce housing. I mean, 20 miles this way, they're building all the workforce housing in a very, very red area that they can find to slam it full of, oh, we always know the workforce housing is where the strongest Republicans move into. Spanberger stood on the stage the other night and said, this is the government. Look, Mondani, I get it. He's a Muslim. He is a socialist. He's a Marxist. You can call him free this, free that. You know? I just want a free Carvel ice cream. Anyhow, that being said, all that, but they don't talk about the lady just down the street. Now, Glenn Youngkin, a Republican, in Virginia pulled a clean sweep. Did Glenn Youngkin do that bad of a job over the last 4 years? Was it that horrific? Because Virginia pulled a clean sweep all the way down the ballot and even flipped 15 of their House seats. And a woman in Virginia, we talk about, she stood on stage and said, the government, we're going to build affordable housing. That's interesting. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. Come here. We got to take a break. You know you're not allowed up here. You know you're not. You know you're not allowed up here. Say hello. Say hello. This is Charlie. Charlie knows he's not allowed up here. He knows it, but he always wants to come up here first chance he gets. Now, let me show you something. Where do you think you're going? You're not going anywhere right now. Oh, don't forget the Yankee fans. We found Yankee fans that were Mondani supporters. Number 27. Don't forget, these are, there you go. Take a break. We'll be right back. I got to get Charlie out of here.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. We have a lot going on in the Georgia Hour today. 10 o'clock. You know, you have the race. Let me run through a couple things. Hi, Diane. Diane announced to me that I do have my numbers. I mean, she announced I've done a pretty good job with my numbers. Now, Diane, I want to do this. You have the race for mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And you have all the Somalis up there. The Somalis. And where is it at? I had one here of the guy that's running. Don't go anywhere. I have it here. This guy's running for office up there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Give me number 58. I just have to do this. Okay. That guy's running for mayor. He's from Somalia. He's a Somalian. He's something. But every time I see him, I think of this is what I think of, number 5. I don't know why. This is really, I just can't get that out of my head. Take that down. Now, MTG goes on The View, number 9. She goes on Bill Maher, right? And number 8, she goes on Bill Maher. Well, there's The View. She goes on The View. Now, I will tell you this. They gave her a chance to clean her slate. QAnon, the big things, what I say, haunt her in her efforts to run for something else is QAnon and the Jewish space lasers. Now, she has said a lot of stuff, and this is not attacking a good Jewish space laser. I don't know, right? And I'm just saying, but they gave her a platform to clear the air. If you notice, if you watch the interview, they did not come back after her. She goes on Bill Maher, number 8. He gave her a platform to clear the air. She was on another program last night. So she is working. They are helping her sanitize. All right. All her past. And there's, look, people have a past. Boom. Right? People have a past. they're helping her sanitize her past. Now, there's been some rumor, and she's denying it. There's been some rumor, number 38, that she wants to run for president. Now, I'm not for sure. I do know certain people watch the program. They say they don't. 47. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene tells allies she's running for president, and their MTG says she's running for president. Now, MTG says, no, I'm not running for president. That's what she says. That's what Michael Scott would say. That's what she says. Sorry. That may not have sounded appropriate, but that's Michael Scott. And MTG is out there saying, no, it's not true. I'm not running for president. I've said on this show, and we'll get away from this right now, that the door is open for her if she wants. Now, my speculation has been, and I've always been clear, I don't have a clear number, or I can't clearly say, but give me 57. I do think she's completely out of the U.S. Senate race in Georgia, but I do still believe that in this recent poll, where in the governor's race in Georgia, 55% are undecided. All right. So I feel very strongly in Georgia that 55% undecided, and a percentage of Burt Jones's support would go somewhere else if given the opportunity. I think this door is wide open for governor, for MTG to walk through if she chooses to. But she sounds a little bit like she's running for president. I just think it might be a little early, but we're not for sure. I do know this. The reason I talk about MTG is Republicans are running for the door right now. They're not saying it out loud. They're not saying it out loud. They're not going to say it publicly. But let me give you my impression of any Republican lawmaker today. They're on the phone with other confidants saying, what are you hearing? I mean, are you hearing that, Trump is cooling off? What are you hearing? That's Republicans. It's all about their career. Really, it is. It's about their political career, and they're running for the exit. So take that down. Now, moving right along, we have, and I want to go into this for a reason, because we're going to get into the elections in a minute. But I just want to put this out. By the way, number 36, Diane. I'm waiting for the government death toll related to, like COVID, related to COVID, right? Death related to COVID. Families are going hungry. I'm waiting for the related to hunger death. I just am. I can't tell you exactly why, but I'm waiting for that. What number are we at here? We have 89, 88, and today marks 37? Is it day 37 or something like that? Government shutdown nightmare. I'm waiting for that. Now, in California, you have Prop 50. Take that down. And Prop 50, as you know, allows California to redraw their congressional districts. Prop 50. So California can now take, I thought I had a California graphic up here, but I don't. But California can now take, oh, there it is, number 10. I'm sorry. And the state of California's constitution, their state constitution, reads that a nonpartisan committee is who draws the congressional lines in California. Okay? And they want to go to that nationwide. They do. They want to go nationwide to a nonpartisan because they don't like gerrymandering. When the founding fathers said, hey, the spoils go to the victor. If you win your elections in your state, then that means you're the ones that get to draw the lines of representation. And that's not a quote, but that's out there. That's well known. It's always been that way. But they want a national, and the reason this is important, and we're going to bring it up because I'm going to show you something, okay? The reason this is very important is you have 20 million. This is a stunt. Everything's a stunt. You have 20 million. You want to go with 10? I don't care. You want to go with 6? 2 million gotaways? I can't go with that. But we've heard all the numbers. So 30 million, 20 million. Yeah, 20 million people have come into this country. Now, our census requires us to count everybody here. Everybody here. The only people that do not get counted in the census are people that are on diplomatic, right, assignment. So a diplomat, the wife and the kids are not counted. Everyone else, if they're here, now I don't think we count the foreign visitors at Disney. But if you're here, you're in the census. And they know that. And that's one of the biggest crises out there. They talk about shutdown crisis, government workers not getting paid crisis, EBT crisis, Affordable Care Act crisis. The crisis in America today hinges on the 2030 census of 20 million people that were not going to get out. I mean, they stood with video cameras at a daycare in Chicago where a lady was deported, was taken out of her car and deported that works at the daycare. And they're doing that all over just to, it doesn't look good. All right. And that's done intentional because they want the 20 million, the media, they want the voters. First, they want them counted in the census. And when they get them counted in the census, they can redraw the districts. See, they have laced illegals all over the country, right, to create new districts across the United States. You're going to see that. You're going to mark this day or other days that we've done the segment. So California currently has a nonpartisan committee that draws their districts. And again, that's what they want nationwide, right? Because now every state that the political party draws a district, they run them in the court. So what Gavin Newsom does is he puts Prop 50 on there, and he actually asks the people of California, do you want to open up our Constitution and allow our state legislature to redraw the districts in California? And it passed, okay? According to them, it passed 63.8%. Now, we don't know if it passed or not. I mean, we're at the point in California, we don't know who votes, how many illegal votes, where the votes come from. We're at that point in California, but they tell us it passed 63%. So California is going to draw 5 new Democrat seats. Okay. Now, this is what really gets me when it comes to our elections, right? We had a chance to remove. Now, Hakeem Jeffries, whether you believe this or not, Hakeem Jeffries, he is, as we call him, one Jeffries 86. Give me 86. He is measuring the drapes now over in 85. My that's not Hakeem Jeffries. There's Hakeem Jeffries. He's measuring the drapes over in the federal weasel. We have our state weasel here. We don't want our weasels to get, confused. In the state of Georgia, we have Greg the Weasel Dolezal, right? But on a federal level, Mike Johnson is my federal weasel. He just is. So Hakeem is measuring the drapes now. Now, I don't want to lose 2026 because the day after we lose, or is it January 6th that the new, just look, I don't know, off the top of my head, is it January 6th that the new Congress is seated? Because if it is January 6th, articles of impeachment on President Donald Trump from the Democrats will come January 7th. Bottom line of 2027. This is going to happen. All right. So that being said, when we talk about big and we gloss over, Mike Johnson just glosses over this guy right here. I told you, remember, we had a chance to get rid of 3 Pennsylvania Supreme Court justices. And here you go. I'll show you just briefly here. And I know I have it. Hold on. I have it right here. 60. In the state of Pennsylvania, the redistricting, you got to watch it. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court intervention into congressional redistricting, notably in 2018, right, led to new court-imposed maps that would widely expected to and did result in Democrats gaining seats, therefore costing Republicans their previous disproportionate advantage. Well, AI is going to tell us it was disproportionate. Now, if memory serves me right, that was almost 5 seats. 5 seats. Now, this right here, I showed you this. I just want you to show you these for study purpose. Now, I talked to an individual yesterday that's in this area. "35 years? I think 35 years in this area. Give me number give me number 25. Now, this county right here in Pennsylvania, all right, and this is just an example. Now, Trump won Pennsylvania. He won Pennsylvania, and Dave McCormick beat, Casey, right? What was Casey's first name? Bob Casey Jr. And Bob Casey Jr. is a big name. Pennsylvania. And then in Pennsylvania, what happened? I mean, voter registration, because Pennsylvania has closed primaries. And Republican voter registration now exceeds Democrats in Pennsylvania. Trump won Pennsylvania. Dave McCormick won Pennsylvania. This guy I'm going to show you won a district and beat a Democrat. He won a district and beat a Democrat by almost 2/3 of 1%, barely beat the Democrat and flipped. Northampton County went for Donald Trump in 2016. This is a bellwether county. And the reason I bring this up is if you go read the 2020 article on bellwether counties to win the election, Northampton was a bellwether, just 60 miles north of Atlanta. You have Arizona. You had one out there around Columbus, Ohio. These were the bellwether counties. There are like 5 or 6 of them in the nation that are key to winning. So Northampton County, a bellwether county, went for Trump in 2016. Now, I can't say in 2020 they gave Northampton County to Joe Biden that it was stolen. But I think it was stolen. But according to them, it flipped to Joe Biden in 2020. It flipped back to Donald Trump in 2024. And the reason I bring this up, look at all the pluses that we could check off with the state of Pennsylvania. Because every time Trump gets up, what does he talk about? The 5 battleground states. PA, Michigan, right? What's the 5? What's the big 5? PA, Michigan, Ohio. What's the battlegrounds out there? Wisconsin, right? But anyhow, he talks about winning all the battleground states. We swept the battleground states. But no matter how you look at that, folks, that was yesterday. Democrats sweep all 5 open seats on the Northampton County Council. All 5 open seats, clean sweep. I talked to people in this county yesterday. They've never seen that. Now, we have a congressional district there. That's Republican. Now, what do you always hear? Our narrow majorities. 2026, Mike Johnson, our narrow majorities. So give me this one right here. Number 61. I just want to put this up here. I think this guy should clean out his desk. I mean, I know that's pessimistic, right? But here's Ryan McKenzie. I told you about him yesterday. He is the congressman, Northampton, Lehigh, Carbon County. Ryan McKenzie is in his first term as a member from the 7th Congressional District of Pennsylvania, which covers Lehigh, Northampton, and Carbon counties and part of Monroe. I mean, he's gone. If in Pennsylvania we won the presidency, if Pennsylvania we flipped Bob Casey Jr. out, and you don't know what that means if you're not from PA. If in Pennsylvania we now have registered more Republicans than Democrats. In Pennsylvania, if we have all the boxes checked, and we can't win any seats on the Northampton County Council, and we can't get rid of one of 3 of these judges that locked the state down, didn't let construction workers go to work, shut down jobs, all the above, gerrymandered their map. Here's a seat. So not just California and what California is going to do with 5. You take California, you take what they've done across the country, you take the census coming up, and our Republicans are crying that Trump wasn't on the ballot. And the people saying it was an off-year election. I get that. I think you better look at the real crisis in America. All right. This is why I think, number 9, this is why I think she's going to do something. She does not want to be in the minority. I'm telling you right now. If Republicans don't keep the House, one, Trump's in deep. He's in deep. I mean, he is in deep. Don't get mad at me, but if Republicans do not have control of the House, President Donald J. Trump is in, oh my God, he is in deep, deep trouble. She doesn't want to be in the minority. That's what Callie puts on my bingo card. I'm thinking governor, because she doesn't want to serve after 2026 as a minority member of Congress. I don't see it. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. voiceofruralamerica.com. Diane, how are you today? At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. You don't want to miss the Georgia Hour, where I will be once again for the 2011 87, 46, 32, 32nd time asking for the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Josh McCoon, to resign for good reason. I want to win in 2026 for good reason. I want to win in 2026. I'm probably going to 10 o'clock will probably be one of my most controversial in a long time. No, not even yesterday. At 10 o'clock may be the most controversial in a long time. I hope, like anything, we can break the chains of hate, division, corruption, the long list that we live in and experience every day in Georgia that goes with America. So, the excuses are out there concerning, what happened in the election. All the excuses are out there. We'll talk about the Georgia Republican Party excuses concerning the election Tuesday here in Georgia, where Democrats handed Republicans their ass. Number 19. So Trump had a breakfast meeting yesterday, and behind closed doors, Trump wasn't on the ballot, and shutdown were the 2 reasons that Republicans lost the election tonight, according to pollsters. Now, I understand President Donald Trump He just says some things from time to time, but his accuracy sometimes it's like he's pitching and he's just a bit outside, because this is not really a pitch for a strike. Number 40, the kids are out there. The kids. And they want it for free. They just do. They want it for free. They don't want to hear that they have to be 40 years old to buy a house. You just build them a house. I mean, get them a little car, whether it be electric, This generation of kids were raised on those little electric cars when they were 3 and 4 years old. They like them. They're used to charging up their car. It's not a joke. I mean, we came out, it's cool, but we came out with all those little electric cars and trucks, and kids were riding around in them, and they know how to plug them back in, and they're trained. So get them a little electric car or one of those hybrids. That's it. Enough money for, the Venmo them some money every month from the government on their digital wallet. Enough to get a latte and sit somewhere and, scroll through the internet that has free Wi-Fi, and then give them an apartment. It's not like they're asking for the world. It's not like they're asking for, world leader of the free everything world. Now, the word of the day for, the children's. Sedisika word win $100. Do you know what that means? Do you know if I say Sedisika word, the shutdown, Sedisika word win $100? That's affordability. Why, yes, affordability. And number 71, your power bill. 2025 elections. Democrats win Public Service Commission race right here in Georgia. Just affordability. Now, let me just throw something out here with the data centers. Are you ready? Why do you need so many? Why does there have to be a data center on every corner? I mean, I don't know. We've got phones right now. We've got technology. Have you asked yourself, when you hear the community, outcry, when you hear the community outcry because a data center is coming to your neck of the woods, right? Well, they hum, they make loud noise, okay? They use so much electricity, and we don't have enough electricity, and it will cause my power bill to go up, okay? The amount of water necessary to operate the data centers, okay? When do you get to the why do we need them? What? You're not supposed to ask that. Why don't we just have one or two? Why do we need, every state? Why do we need, like, Georgia, where I'm at, the Wild West, one on every corner? Why? Just how much data do we need to center for the future to control our lives? I mean, to me, it's like, when are we going to ask why we need these data centers? Well, it is the next, space race. It's like the next war. We'll need the data centers. So electric bills, here you go, electric bills. I don't know, do I hear that? Here it is, number 73. Now, They're working on extending the Affordable Care Act. Affordable, right? Extending the Affordable Care Act for 1 year. It'll expire next year. Are you saying about this same time? Are you saying that this could expire and we could be talking about it in October, right before an election in 2026? That would spin everything out of control in America, wouldn't it? I like it. I like it. That'll keep the people out there, the peasants, worked up. Yes. So the Affordable Care Act. Then we have number 78. Trump blames shutdown for GOP election losses. Here's number 80. We were waiting on Newt Gingrich. You always got to wait on Newt Gingrich. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich warns Republicans after major election losses. You can't just shrug your shoulders and say, gee, if only we could run Donald Trump every time, because you can't do it. When you talk about 26 and 28, Republicans have to find a way to motivate the base, Trump voters, to come out and vote. You see, we know that. You and I know that. We knew that in Georgia, Republicans did, right? But our king, we're talking about no kings, the king of Georgia and the queen who wears her tiara, Brian and Marty Kemp, they've been busy setting up family, finances, let's just say, for the future. They've been doing future planning for their kids and themselves, and that involves a Senate race. Can't make it up. So, waiting on that. Let's see what else we got. Oh no, 83 USDA to provide more partial SNAP benefits in November. We have the starving children. Democrats, number 85, see opportunities in 2026 midterms. And Trump found the word affordability. 86, right? 86. Now, give me number. I want to go back to 86 because 89, you have the government shutdown. It's a nightmare. Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Trump comes out, number 90. Walmart just announced the prices of a Thanksgiving dinner are now down 25% under Sleepy Joe Biden in 2024. Affordability is a Republican stronghold. Hopefully, Republicans will use this irrefutable fact. This is what you have. This is what you have. Just saying. I know people are going to get mad at me. Oh no, 91. Top Trump political advisor says president will focus on affordability going forward. 92. Affordability. Democrats' new winning formula. Wow, that's interesting, right? Number 95, election shows Trump's edge on economy is slipping, and they're blaming it 97, 37 days of a shutdown. All right? Now, so let's go back to, let's see which one we want here. I like this one here for affordability, 86. We played this earlier, but here's MSNBC Mike Johnson video 4.
Tuesday's election results. I want to play for you some of what he had to say yesterday.
There's no surprises. What happened last night was blue states and blue cities voted blue. We all saw that coming. And no one should read too much into last night's election results. Off-year elections are not indicative of what's to come. That's what history teaches us.
It's a convenient way to read the situation, despite the fact that Virginia elected a Republican governor quite popularly just 4 years ago in the last election. Still, those.
I'm sorry. It's exactly right. I mean, Mike Johnson, this is terrible going out there. Give me video 7. Remember, we played this earlier.
Game. Some are dismissing the sweeping Democratic victories as no surprise. And President Trump says the government shutdown is partly to blame for the GOP's poor showing. But he unveiled a new theory at a speech to business leaders in Miami: affordability. The president says it's a new word made up by Democrats. He says Republicans didn't talk enough about it or focus on his supposed economic accomplishments. The president says he has not reached out.
Affordability. Now, how does Vivek? Listen to Vivek. We haven't heard from him for a long time. He's running for governor of Ohio. And video 12, Vivek Ramaswamy.
We got our asses handed to us in New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City. Democrats swept all three. There's 2 key lessons for Republicans. Listen carefully. Number 1, our side needs to focus on affordability. Make the American dream affordable. Bring down costs, electric costs, grocery costs, healthcare costs, and housing costs, and lay out how we're going to do it. And number 2, cut out the identity politics. It doesn't suit Republicans. It's not for us. That's the woke left's game, not ours. We don't care about the color of your skin or your religion. We care about the content of your character. That's who we are.
We need to focus on electric cost. Oh, that's Georgia. Housing cost, grocery cost, healthcare cost, affordability. Wow. Now, I will say this. You can't go. Look, folks, I say this every single day of this show, every day, because we have new viewers every day. But I don't get paid to carry anyone's water. I do not. I don't carry any politician's water, from the president on down to the local mayor. I carry no one's water. All right, I don't get paid. I do not get paid a narrative. My name's not Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, all the rest. I'm just saying I don't get paid to carry a narrative. I have my lapel pin says Trump 4547. My watch says Donald J. Trump. I support my president. But please, someone advise him some things. Give me video 3.
We have the greatest economy right now. A lot of people don't see that. But if you look at what's happening with all the factories, AI, auto plants all over the country being built, that if you would have thought about that 2 or 3 years ago, you would have said it was the opposite. They were all leaving. Now they're all coming in. They're all coming back and then some. And I think that we can honestly say, and I think you're going to see it even more so over the next 12 months, that this is the golden age of America. This is the golden age. After last night's results, the decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and common sense. Does that make sense to you? Common sense. It's common sense or communism. And you know, you take a look back 1,000 years, it hasn't worked. If it worked, we'd be using it, I guess, but it hasn't worked. Our opponents are offering an economic nightmare. We're delivering an economic miracle. We have delivered in 9 months. This is an economic, the biggest investment of funds in a country in history by many times. That's good. They want higher spending for government and illegal aliens. We want bigger paychecks for American workers and American families, and that's what we're delivering. You see that? They stand for crime and chaos and corruption. We stand for law and order and justice. Also strong borders. Boy, do we have strong borders.
Feels like.
Well, before that clip, I felt one way. Now I feel another. The golden age is right outside my door. I'm not knocking it, folks. You got to remember something. He won the popular vote in America because people had memory of Biden's. Well, they were living in Bidenomics, and they had memories of Trump's, 2016 economy. Now, Trump didn't come out in 2016. There was some printing that took place. But remember, there was $6 trillion that Biden, they printed. I get what's in front of him, but he took on the job and he said what would happen. And until you feel your power bill's down, until you feel you're doing better with your health insurance, until you feel better about pushing your grocery cart to the car, he's got to quit. There's some things that I don't think he should say. That's just my opinion, and I support my president. Now, give me video 5.
A discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown, and how that relates to last night. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans.
I've got some reporting on what those private conversations were after the press did leave.
So he is saying the shutdown. That's one of the reasons, the shutdown. Now, what did I tell you? This actually, I do not like fake Tapper. I don't like fake Tapper. But he couldn't keep a straight face. And keep in mind, this lady is being paid. She gets paid. This is I'm about to give you the reason why I will not carry, it's not going to happen, anyone's water. This clip just absolutely is very troubling. Give me video 6.
The voter turnout from Republicans was not high. Not high at all. But I think part of that reason is because Republicans, for the most part, are happy with what's happening. The border's closed. Crime is down. Inflation under Biden used to be 9%. It's now down to 3%. Interest rates are down. Mortgage is down. Let me just finish. Let me just give you the other side. I shop at the same grocery store as everybody else does.
So you see prices are up.
Is there more work that needs to be done? Absolutely there is.
All right, so affordability.
Don't tell me how I feel. Video 13.
Companies just don't understand how tariffs work. They actually are good for you. Meanwhile, people are saying, no, actually, I can't afford my groceries and my rent. So you can't tell people that they're not living the way they feel every day. And I think we saw some of that at the polling places 2 nights ago.
All right, still ahead on.
Yes, the American people, for the most part, had zero problem when the country was printing checks and sending them to your mailbox just for no reason whatsoever. Why did that ever have to end, right? Really? Exactly. Well, that's almost like a basic income, right? Exactly. Don't tell me how to feel. But the lady there on CNN, she said she wants us to go around singing, don't worry, be happy. Here's a little song I wrote. You know my biggest concern. Don't worry, be happy. Number 74. You guys know. You know. Don't act like you don't know. Is the monkey still loose? Take a break. We're going to come back. I got about an 8 or 9 minute segment on data centers, and then it'll be time for the Georgia Hour.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report. Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour, where we focus on Georgia. I'm going to say it's gonna rank up there with probably one of the most controversial shows that I've ever done, but it has to be done. It has to be said, because I want to win 2026. Anyone that feels I'm running against the party, I'm running, the show is attacking people, that's the furthest thing from the truth, because what we do is the truth. And if we know where we're at, we know where we can go. Mm-hmm. We don't deal in their wonderland as they do, with personal just gratification for themselves, self-gratification, their political career. It's disgusting. We actually want to win elections. Now, that being said, don't forget number 46, President Trump, they're going to try to tune in to affordability. Top Trump political advisor says president will focus on affordability going forward. Now, that being said, give me number 48. Don't forget, I'm in Georgia, and data centers, the importance of data centers. They hum. They use a lot of electricity. They, use a lot of water. But why so many? Why so many data centers? What kind of data is getting ready to come our way that we need one on every corner? Now, don't forget, in Georgia, we're actually a colony of Korea. I know a lot of people just got angry with me. Well, I run a bit. We actually basically are owned by the South Koreans here in this state of Georgia. Okay. Hyundai bets on NVIDIA to reboot its autonomous driving ambitions. NVIDIA's Blackwell GPU hub 42 dot takes center stage in Hyundai's renewal push. Now, you got to go. I read Korean papers for a reason, because I'm from Georgia and I need to know what the motherland is talking about. Number 49. This comes out of a Korean paper. This doesn't come out of anything here. For Hyundai Motor Group, the road to autonomous driving has been far longer than expected. Once an early mover among legacy automakers, the company's self-driving push has lost momentum in recent years amid technology setbacks and internal struggles. While rivals like Tesla and Waymo have advanced their autonomous driving technology, Hyundai's own roadmap, despite a high-profile investment in U.S. joint venture Motional and acquisition of Seoul-based startup 42 Dot remains mainly in the pilot place with few tangible breakthroughs so far. Now, that being said, you see U.S. joint venture. So you got to go there. That's 48 and 49. Now you go down and is this 96? Yes, 96. This is the mega plant of Hyundai down there. Kemp visits the new mega site training facility in Bryan County. This is the Hyundai and the LG battery, but this is the mega site training facility down there. Now, 98. There's a $1 trillion pay package on the floor for Elon Musk over at Tesla. Tesla designed actuators and sensors. Vote on Elon Musk $1 trillion pay package. And I forget the name of their robot, but this robot, they have it set up to do any task, any menial task you need done. And also, 99, Tesla leads the way. Vote on Elon Musk $1 trillion pay package. These are the autonomous cars. You have to have these data centers because you're going to be robot central, driverless cars, driverless tractor trailers, right? Because we don't want illegals that cannot read our road signs. We don't want illegals that can't read our road signs having a CDL license and, killing somebody on the road. We don't want that. And then again, if you are driving a big rig, the human error of, not checking everything, the human error of continuing to drive the big rig when it needs serviced or something goes wrong. Why, if a big rig is self-sufficient, it will shut itself down when the sensors say there's a problem with a wheel, problem with a tire, problem with the load, whatever it may be. Takes all the human error out. Why, that's much safer. And there's sensors all the way around it. It won't change lanes if the sensor knows something's hit it. But you got to have those data centers. You got to send that information somewhere. Something's got to operate all this stuff. Something has to. And it's coming. Driverless trucks, driverless cars, robots on every corner, robot in every house. Get your robot for Christmas. It's all coming. Data centers, non-stop. All right, I've got to get ready for the Georgia Hour, right? I got to get ready for the Georgia Hour, but before we go, let me roll a couple of them out here. Give me number 15. Let's see what we have here. I always put a list of, before we go. Don't forget, Virginia elected their first Muslim statewide election, first Muslim woman lieutenant governor, Virginia. Number 17, what's the excuse for that one there? Whew. Number 17, I don't know what these are. It's like potluck when I call these. Trump administration close to a deal on Medicare coverage of obesity drugs. Now, we cut Medicaid Waste, fraud, and abuse. We don't want that, right? But let's see what we can do about the fat drug. 36. Families are going hungry. I'm waiting for the death toll related to the shutdown. The great shutdown death toll. I'm waiting for it. 77. I don't know. These are potluck. I just wrote these down earlier today. Right? Drones are going to start. Wonder if you need a data center. I mean, I wonder if you need proper computer communications with this drone. Drones are going to start in Decatur, Georgia, Conyers, Georgia, going to start making deliveries from Walmart. And 76. MS Now. They're going from MSNBC. They're getting kicked out to MS Now. Oh, I almost did it, but I can't. I just can't do it. I mean, you know me. Number 74. Did they catch the monkey? I'll be back at 10 o'clock, the Georgia hour. Don't be late. Diane, you get right back here, 10 o'clock. Got it? See you then.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report. Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I got my Make America Great Again Trump coffee cup today. Hi, how are you? How are you? How's your mom and them? How's your mom and them? I'm your host, BKP. It's time for the Georgia Hour, 11/6/2025, brought to you by, I always want to do those soap sug commercials back in the 50s on the TV. You know, those shows that are brought to you by? I know. Let's try this again. I'm your host, BKP. It's time for the Georgia Hour, 11/6/2025. Brought to you by voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Now, before we go any further, we did a Georgia 2-hour yesterday. And I want to look at the camera, and this is not a like or dislike. All right? I promise nothing here has to do with like or dislike. If you send me messages, well, you just don't like. No, that's not true. It's not true. I have always been focused on winning elections. Always focused on winning elections. And I have stayed up every night and watched election results since I remember being 8 years old. And that's no joke. And I want to win elections. And I want good candidates, good Republican candidates, and I want Republicans to win elections. So nothing right now you could take and say, well, he's trying to hurt us in 2026. If you watch the show for the last 3 months, Diane and I have 75, 11, 82, 36, 48 clips of where we asked you to go vote in the PSC race. I cannot help it that the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., led by Josh McCoon, the chairman, I have to retract that. He's not a leader, so I can't say led by. He really can't put led by in front of his name. But the CEO listed at the Secretary of State's website for the Georgia GOP, Inc., Josh McCoon, has. Now, they're going to lie to you. Let me look here right now. They're going to lie to you and say it didn't happen. But they have subtly, Josh McCoon is the king of subtle innuendo at pointing you in the direction he'd really like you to go. And then he's the nice guy. Right. We know you, Josh. But the word is out. Don't let Pritchard come anywhere near your Republican Party. It doesn't matter if he calls you and says, how can I help you? Don't let him, right? Ask Rich Azzarelli. He'll tell you. He knows. He won't look at you and say, oh, that's true. They all attack me, but nowhere, no matter how much I tell them, I would help get the vote out. I would help do things. It's very, very clear. Okay, let's get past that. But The platform I have here, I have the tape where I've asked over and over and over, go vote in the PSC race. Second, I've explained what would happen if we did not vote in the PSC race and get the Republicans across the finish line. That has come true. It's already come true, and it's developing as we speak. Right? And I knew this going into the rigged Georgia GOP state convention. Now, the rigged convention, because I don't even come to the show and say David won. I don't come to the show and say the election was rigged. Now, we know all of the detail there, but I don't come and say that. From the minute the Georgia GOP Inc. put the call out for the upcoming election, everything in place was a setup rigged. It really was, bottom line. Every committee chair, the people he put on committees to do certain things for the convention, it was all, if I do this, you'll owe me. That's the way it works. Bottom line. So that being said, I've wanted to win. We had a plan to win. We had a plan to get out the vote. We had a plan to raise money. Now, remember, Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, told you out there that all the relationships, right? Remember Michael Watley, all the RNC chair, all of Josh's relationships. You didn't want to lose them. They're vital. You did not want a new chairman to take over that didn't have the relationships that Josh McCoon has. I mean, he told you all these things. I've got relationships. I know people. You know, fundraising, you do not want to put somebody new, right? No one new because of fundraising. I mean, we know all that. We were told that. And then there was the I need to safeguard this. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, number 6 and number 7. This guy right here cannot be trusted. Now, I will get attacked. I'm going to go right into Governor Brian Kemp. That's next. This guy right here, no one, wait a minute. Before I go to number 6, let me say this. Let me put this out here. Don't go to John George. I want exactly what you did right there, but I want it in just a minute because I don't want this confused. Because this is go all the way to 100, Diane. 100. He totally, you talk about a no kings, he totally is controlling the narrative, the direction, the moves made, right down to the mayor of Sandy Springs, Rusty Paul, to who is the next Republican representative, state senator, right? He is controlling the direction of the narrative for the elections. Every single lawmaker in Georgia that's running for office has to check. I'm just telling you, they have to check and make sure that if they get out on the campaign trail, they can't expand their wings too far. They have to check if it will upset Brian Kemp. This is all true. Everything here is true. All right. They have to make sure it doesn't upset Brian Kemp. Bottom line, because if they get out of line and they don't follow the campaign narrative that he has set for the entire Republican, Josh McCoon, none of these people, not saying your local representative, they're under the thumb. So I'm not saying they don't like Donald Trump. But let me tell you what they're under. They're under a thumb that if they go rogue and they don't follow his direction, he'll slap money in their opponent's race. Yes, this is the most controlled political machine. Now, it started unraveling last night. I have a prediction that some politicians in Georgia are going to start going rogue on the Republican side. I predict they'll start going rogue. And Mike Collins may be the one that really breaks it and goes rogue, even though it's in the Senate race. But every bit of control. Now, go back to John George, because we're going to go back to Josh McCoon. So, this is John George, Special Assistant to the President and Regional Political Director. John George will join the White House as Special Assistant to the President and Southeast Regional Political Director of the Office of Public Affairs. George previously served as State Director in the battleground state of Georgia for Trump-Vance 2024 campaign. I would just ask, I can't prove this, right? Because the show's very honest, very raw and honest. I can't prove this. But I bet you that John George communicates with Brian Kemp, my speculation behind the scenes that the White House is not aware of. I speculate, I'm put it right out here, I think I'm pretty good on this one, that John George, Cody Hall, in the Kemp machine, yes, I would say in the stream in Georgia politics, Brian Kemp even pulls his strings in the White House. Just saying, it's a speculation. Now, that being said, John George, Michael Watley, others, possibly on Brian Kemp's direction, possibly on Burt Jones's direction, possibly. We'll get into that later. Pushed for Donald J. Trump to endorse Josh McCoon for chairman. Now, the PSC races. Josh McCoon says this yesterday. The question was out there about getting a little lazy, right? We put that up. Give me number 70. Chairman Josh McCoon. Oh, they've been attacking me like crazy. This truth stuff. It is not a secret that Democrats litigated their way to manipulate a situation. For the first time in my lifetime, a statewide partisan election was scheduled in an off year where people who live in unincorporated areas had no other reason to turn out, while people living in cities had many more races to drive the turnout. You know that. You know that. We're going to show you, folks. We're going to show you. He knows that all along. He's not shocked. I mean, he knows it's an off-year election. He knows the municipal race. He is admitting to you he knows this all along. But he doesn't have a plan. Do you want to go back in my damn tapes? How far do you want to go back in my damn tapes? Because I have the tape where I looked you right now and said the guy has no plan. He knows this. He's telling you I know this. He knows there's a challenge, and that is true. He knows there's no reason for rural voters, much like myself, because I legally vote Brad Raffensperger, and I did Tuesday, to go out. I went to there, the machine come up, and it gave me 2 races, and I left. He knew what was out in front of him. He knew the minute he left Dalton in January after completing a rigged election cycle. No shit, people, okay? Don't push me on that. That's black and white. He knew the next day he needed to figure out how the hell to win these 2 races. He knows that. So do his district chairs. So do the district chairs like Jim Tully, right, Jim? Jim, listen, Jim, right? I'll never forget the night Jim called me from down to Capitol. Brian, would you please resign for the good of the party? Think of the party, Brian. What, Jim? Let's go back. Touche. Jim, what the hell happened? For the good of the party. To win the election. You almost lost Paulding County, Jim. You have rural counties that Democrats just exploded where Republican vote did not turn out. What was the game plan? Folks, I'm just telling you, I'm not done, okay? And these are facts. Our voters disproportionately reside in unincorporated areas. You know that. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. This will not be the case in 2026. Anyone who attempts to extrapolate, would that be me? Because I don't have a history of extrapolating. I don't even know what an extrapolating is. Is that what you would call what I'm doing? Because I don't understand the question. I mean, I'm not an extrapolator. From tonight's results in any direction has to ignore the many ways in which the election was a one-off. A one-off. This is who's going to lead. This is Rudolph, right? The red-nosed chairman. Because with his nose so bright, he's going to guide his sleigh into 2026? Really? This is who we got in front of the sleigh? Anyone who attempts, back to extrapolating. That being said, there's always work to be done in a competitive state. I will be rolling up my sleeves to work alongside those interested in doing the work necessary to win, as always. This guy's unreal. You can't make this up. I mean, now, that being said, give me number 69. This was a comment he posted on social media. Here you have the Georgia Republican Party. While the outcomes were not what we hoped for, Georgia Republicans remain steadfast in the commitment to advancing conservative principles and fighting for hardworking families across the state, said Chairman Josh McCoon. These results are a reminder that elections are won by more than just showing up, but by preparation. Josh, I mean, we're going to use your own words. We're going to use your own words, Josh. It's not like you didn't know this. It's not like you didn't know the challenge in front of you. It's not like you didn't know maybe you should have left Dalton in June after the rigged state convention, and instead of trying to wipe out 30% of the people, get up on the stage and say, what can we do to work with you? Right? And we must double down on our effort to organize, register, and turn out voters ahead of a critical 2026 midterm election. We look forward to working alongside our statewide partners to ensure Conservatives are elected up and down the ballot. So wait a minute. By this, it's a one-off. Wasn't anything we could do. You got the what the fudge out there. What the fudge out there, that'd be Dennis W. Fudge. The W stands for what the fudge. Okay, you got Dennis what the fudge out there in his self-made, that Josh sanctioned rural voter task force, claiming they did everything they could. Everything. It was insurmountable. We just couldn't overcome it. There was nothing we could do. It's just it. But wonder if Josh, now, here's the interesting thing. This takes place, right? This takes place at the 3rd District, where Katie Frost set up the 3rd District Forum. David Cross, is it not true you got fired? Is it? Because while I'm asking you if you got fired, I stand here tonight, maybe unknown to myself, but my dad, Brant Frost IV, is running a $140 million Ponzi scheme. And senior citizens have lost every dime. And eventually, Nathaniel Darnell will get fired. But that's irrelevant, Mr. Cross. Did you get fired? I mean, these people were the worst of the worst of the worst. So she stood there knowing that she set this night up. So is it ironic? I don't know what the word is. The 3rd District, Katie Frost. Now you got to understand, now Josh can't ask Katie to leave. But let's go back to the PSC race that night. Well, if you're wondering what success looks like, if you're wondering how do you measure success, let's listen to Josh tell us. Diane, watch for me to give you the wrap up. I don't think I want to go clear to the end. Okay, video 9.
In 2 years. In November of this year, success looks like winning both of the Public Service Commission statewide elections that will be on the ballot in November of 2025. Success looks like firing John Ossoff, electing Republicans up and down the ballot, but also being aggressive about picking up new opportunities. And that means investing in Georgia's 2nd congressional.
Can you get that end? Well, we'll come back. I want to play that again in a minute. We're going to play that again. So, Josh McCoon stood up in a room in the 3rd District where Katie Frost, the 3rd District chair, whose father has been accused of running a $140 million Ponzi scheme. At that time, she is a member of the GRA. Josh is a member of the GRA. She has endorsed Josh McCoon. Should we go on and on and on? But they cannot get rid of Katie Frost because when they have the meeting, the people say, well, it might look bad, but she's not been charged with anything. Well, hell, I wasn't charged with anything. Why, hell, you say. But anyhow, moving right along. But he knows, right? He told you what success. He wasn't caught off guard. He stood on that stage in May of last year, and he knew this was an off-year election in May, right? He knew in May when he stood up and looked at you and lied. Well, he was measuring his success and what it looks like, and he was putting the level of success on him. I didn't do it. You didn't do it. He did. He looked at you and said, hey, here's how we measure our next success. We know what's out in front of us. We know the majority of our voters live in unincorporated areas, in rural areas of Georgia. We know that. As I stand on this stage tonight, we know how many voters came out for Donald J. Trump. We know the challenge. So, Josh, you blew it. That's the nicest way I can put it. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to sit around and wait for what? We're supposed to sit around and wait for what? You to mess up with John Ossoff and write us a nice little letter of why we couldn't get rid of him? For us to lose? Look at the PSC races. We got our ass handed to us, Josh. We didn't just lose. We got our ass handed to us. Should we sit and look it up and down the ballot? But then again, Josh is a Super Bowl coach, right? I mean, we can't forget that. Let's see. Remember Coach? Video 10.
But you don't fire the head coach that wins the Super Bowl. You give them the opportunity to have a repeat in 2026 when we fire California's 3rd Senator John Ossoff and return a Republican to the governor's mansion. So if you want to do that, when you go to Dalton in June, vote Josh McCoon to be your state chairman. Thank you.
Now, wait a minute. You don't fire the Super Bowl. Now, he glossed over that whole 2025, success there, the PSC race. He glossed over that one, right? But you don't fire the coach who just won the Super Bowl. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit into the wind. You don't pull the mask off the old Long Ranger. And you don't mess around with Jim. I do not know why I did that. I have no idea. Those things like that I never can answer for. But I tell you what I can answer for. Go look it up how many Super Bowl coaches got fired because the next season sucked. Right? Just saying. I'm asking for the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Josh McCoon, to resign immediately based on I want to win. And I'm asking candidates out there, Republican candidates out there, to step out and break the mold of the direction Brian Kemp has set for 2026 because I want to win. And that's what we'll go into right now. But I want to highlight one more lie that Josh McCoon told. And I want Chuck Hand to listen very close. One more time. I want Chuck Hand to listen very, very close. This is what I anticipate is a lie, Chuck. Because, I don't know, Josh might say, and keep in mind, he couldn't win a PSC race. Right? Give me video. Now, I'm going to give you the high sign to come back again. Give me video 9 one more time.
In 2 years. In November of this year, success looks like winning both of the Public Service Commission statewide elections that will be on the ballot in November of 2025. Success looks like firing John Ossoff, electing Republicans up and down the ballot, but also being aggressive about picking up new opportunities. And that means investing in Georgia's 2nd congressional district to finally defeat Sanford Bishop.
Did you hear that, Chuck? Want to let you know, Chuck, not going to happen. That was a political stunt. I know he promised you. I don't know the conversation. I know he promised you. And he promised the chairman down there. I know it. That in the 2nd district, this was the year that he's going to get money. Because, see, he has those relationships. Remember? So this is the year you want us to believe that he's going to raise enough money to come down to the 2nd district and get people to invest to flip the 2nd district. Or was that to get Chuck Hand? Nice guy, really nice guy. His wife is a nice person. They're good people. But was this enough to convince them to pull the 2nd district in for him, to get that endorsement from Tyler, the 2nd district chair, that they wanted? Was that comment helpful in getting you to believe he's going to invest? Because the rumor is, this is the rumor, I'll look you in the eye. The rumor is that he said he's going to get Charlie's kids down there. You know, the Turning Point Action, Charlie's. He's going to get Charlie's kids down there. That's what we hear, the door knock. I mean, that's the word on the street. I don't know what the kids are saying nowadays. Now, folks, let me just say this. The PSC race, if you're out there and you're a county chair, I want to look you in the eye because I got to get out of this because I got to get to the next segment in Georgia. But the PSC race, if you're a county chair out there and you wish you would have had $5,000, $3,000 to help get the vote out in your county, because I want to look at every county chair with the exception of Mary, or whatever her name, Clarice Hathaway. It's not a shot at you, okay? You may be a nice young lady. You don't talk to me. I get it. I know that. You get a list, and my name's on the top. I'll be damned if David Cross's name's on the top. It's my name. His name is second. It's a little joke. Everybody relax. But we know you're told not to communicate with me. We get that. And you got Sally Grubhub down there helping you. And you got Debbie Doonaster or Do Shits, whatever you... I know you got that, right? But except for Mary Clarice Hathaway and Jim Tully out in the 14th, that's actually from Paulding County. That was the Paulding County chair. If you're out there and you're a county chair, I'm not attacking you today. I'm really not. I'm not attacking you. I'm not going after you. I'm not blaming you. I promise you. I would have helped you if I could. I think what we should have done as a party is we should have got all the rural counties about $3,000, maybe to send out text messages, maybe to zero in on the red of the red. Let me give you something here. I know what I'm talking about, and this is why they just absolutely hate me. Give me number 20. This is a focus on Paulding County, but look at Georgia. Okay, look at Georgia, and look at the counties across the top. Look at the one red county. You know why that's red? I have it highlighted. I took a highlighter over it, I think. Look at that right there. The red on the top is a pinkish red. You know why it's kind of like pinkish and not blood red across the top of Georgia like it usually is? It's because Democrats infiltrated. Democrats came out. Democrats swelled their percentage of turnout while Republicans' percentage shrunk. It's not ruby red. So keep this in mind out there for all of you that are, and we know what happens, okay? Josh has got an enemies list. We know that. And if you go against him or the little, his, what do they call it in the mob? Some of his captains. Yeah. They work it the same way. Organized crime. I'm not calling it organized crime because God knows they got attorneys standing by, but it's kind of like the layout, the structure. They have the captains and they have the people that have to kick up, not financially. Wait. I don't know. But, so you got an enemies list. You can't get on the enemies list if you do. I mean, if you'd have went to Dalton and voted for David Cross or something like that, and Josh would have found out about it, he will completely write off your county. Yeah, he will. Don't say he won't. We know how it works. Yeah, right. But if you're out there and you wanted $2,000-$3,000 to try to focus, go see how much, the coach, the Super Bowl coach, spent on those mailers, those 4-page mailers that bragged about what Josh McCoon did, those campaign mailers that were paid for by, right? Go look at all the money that was wasted, that Josh McCoon wasted from the Georgia GOP. And then ask yourself, what if you'd have had 3,000 divvied up in your county? Because it was out there. It was out there. And then ask yourself this. Give me this one right here. Because I'm about tired of their bullshit. I'm about tired of it. I mean, they'll probably end up taking me out. They probably will. And I don't mean out for a blizzard at Dairy Queen. I mean long walk. Number one. Here's What the Fudge. Now, What the Fudge has bragged about his self-proclaimed, right, rural task force. Georgia's rural task force run by none other than What the Fudge, right? And What the Fudge, number 2, that'd be Dennis W. Fudge. The W stands for Dennis What the Fudge. So What the Fudge here, number 2, right? He is with Josh. He's got connections. He's with Michael Watley. Why is he not picking up the phone? And we know What the Fudge has 20 million liquid, right? So what's $3,000? Call up Daddy Fudge. Yo, Daddy Fudge, send me $3,000 so I can get voters out. You can't make this up. But Josh measured success. Josh needs to resign immediately. Immediately. Because let me show you this, and we will get out of this right here. I got to get to Kemp, right? Now give me this right here, number 13. Now, while we're having this convention and while we're in the 3rd district, don't forget, the night that Josh is standing up, right? The night that Josh is standing up and he's telling you the measurement of success, and he is the Super Bowl coach, right? And they throwed Gatorade on him and carried him off the field. This guy right here, Brant Frost IV, very tied into politics. His daughter, this guy's daughter, standing on the stage in the 3rd district as the chair of the 3rd district. This guy's son, right? The Ponzi scheme mastermind. His son's down there in the 3rd district, state committee member this night. And the guy that puts the blocks in place for the microphone. This guy right here, his own wife. I asked somebody, I said, how do you continue to be okay with this? Well, it's very possible the wife was not aware. The wife was not aware of what was going on. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe it's true. The same night, his wife, Krista Frost, she was just at headquarters a couple days ago making phone calls with Debbie Dunaster. Do I have a picture of Debbie? Here you go, number 22. His wife just the other night. Right here, number 22. Right there, that's Krista. Making phone calls. Number 21. Here's the gang that couldn't shoot straight. Right? Right in the back row, right behind Debbie Dunaster. That's a Frost. We'll go back to that picture in a minute. Mongo's right there in the front. Hi, Mongo. How you doing, Mongo? Take that down. All right? Can't make it up. So the whole time this is going on, Josh, a member GRA. They're all members of GRA. First Liberty Building and Loan had collapsed. $140 million Ponzi scheme. But don't forget, as we move on, there's always number 4, Remember this, right? Number 4. You see, the night that Josh is standing there, and we don't know how much he's aware of on the Ponzi scheme, because Josh McCune's very close to the Frost family, very close. So we don't know what he was aware of. We don't know if he had any involvement. We don't know if he had knowledge. These are questions, okay? But while he's standing there, and this nasty little Katie Frost is asking David Cross if he got fired, and then Katie Frost goes to the Rig convention and attacks everyone. And then Katie Frost's brother, who a lot of people thought, well, I probably better not say that for years, Brandt, was the albino rhino. Well, damn it, here he is, number 14. I got to get moving on. People might not know. We got to go back to this one. 14. Then her brother, the albino rhino, was blocking the microphones, and their uncle, who they call Uncle, Mike Crane, was chairing the convention. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Holy free, holy is Batman. All right, get me back to, but that night, little did we know, this kind couple and the 93-year-old farmer had lost everything. Now, moving right along. Josh, you need to resign. Oh, you really do. Now, so the Public Service Commission, here is number 26. I thought I would let you absorb the picture for a moment. There's Tim Eccles, right? There's Fitz, and there's Brian and Marty. Marty left the tiara at home. And Marty is advising us to pray. All right, there's my moment of silence. Marty asked us to pray. There's Brian and Marty. Now, let me just say this. This is where, now, they knew the PSC race was going on. There was the, I'm going to call it, there was the let's pretend we're campaigning like with 3 weeks left. Right? Let's pretend we're campaigning. Because Brian Kemp has an enormous amount of money. Enormous. Don't forget, they set these leadership PACs up to control everything. So Brian Kemp has an enormous amount of money. He doesn't give anything to the Georgia Republican Party. No. Brian Kemp could have called the chairman of Fannin. He could have called the chairman of Gilmer. He could have called the chairman, right? Union, Towns, chairman of Walker County. You know, out there, Jackie Wood took your call. He could have called any Jim Tully. Tell me how much you guys need to get the vote out in your county. He could have sent Fannin County $5,000 like, bam, nothing. Never missed a nickel. It said buy 2 billboards and get a call team together and send out text messages. Nope. Didn't do it. Right. Now, they control number 100. The narrative. They have set up the total narrative in Georgia Republican politics. I could look you in the eye this morning and tell you there's no candidates out there I'm not going to call by names. A candidate, if you called a candidate right now and said, I think you should go this way right here, that candidate will say to you, I'm not going to upset the governor. That's what that candidate will say. And when you say, well, I didn't know you were backed by the governor, I'm not. But if I upset the governor, he can easily throw $1 million in one of my opponent's races because I upset him. Absolutely. Absolutely. He is running. This man right here is running. They decide who's going to be. Now, John Burns, the Speaker of the House, gets to participate. And in the Senate, Burt Jones somewhat will go there on a different day. But he decides who's getting that next seat on the state level, no matter what it is. Absolutely. And he'll put the money behind them, and he will make sure he crushes any opponents. They decide each one. They're all pre-picked, right? Every one of them. They're all pre-set up and packaged, and they back them. And anyone that runs against them, they will do what they can to destroy them. And if you campaign, and you don't campaign down the narrative, right? The old-fashioned taxes. Go out there and say taxes. We'll cut taxes, right? Go out there the old-fashioned way. You stay focused here. Now, Mike Collins may be the one to break that mold. And I'll tell you why. Give me number 64. Kemp's brand. President Donald Trump appears in U.S. Mike Collins' latest Senate ad nearly a dozen times, but another moment that jumps out comes in 13 seconds in the clip of Brian Kemp praising Collins. Let's play the video 14. Did I send you 14? It could have been a separate one that I didn't send.
He's the guy that went door to door until it got passed. And he is so beloved.
Mike Collins. Mike Collins. Mike Collins.
The great Congressman Mike Collins.
Mike, thank you for your leadership.
Mike Collins did the extraordinary work of Georgia.
Great job you're doing.
I'm not in D.C. to go to cocktail parties.
You don't play games.
You're doing such important work.
I'm there to work.
Congressman Mike Collins has introduced legislation to prevent left-wing lunatics from holding the nation's highways hostage. And one congressman is introducing legislation to defuse the crisis by supporting states' rights. Georgia Congressman Mike Collins is the author of the Lincoln Riley Act.
Mike, you were fantastic.
I also want to thank Congressman Collins for his leadership.
That is an issue that you could take statewide.
And imagine unleashing this guy on the Dems.
True patriot. Thank you, Mike. Great job.
Now, Mike Collins, the congressman from the 10th District. Mike Collins, Marty and Brian Kemp's congressman because they're from Athens. This is their congressman. Mike Collins, who Brian Kemp and Marty Kemp know for God knows how long, is going to run for U.S. Senate. The Mike Collins, and this is my political. I hear this happened. I gotta be careful. Right? But see, you've got Houston Gaines. You can't make any of this up, folks. Every single thing Brian Kemp is trying to control in Georgia. Everything, right down to the narrative. And at the end of the day, as long as Brian Kemp and Marty Kemp can make, in my humble opinion, the amount of money they want and enrich their daughters, or particularly one, in my humble opinion, That's what matters. Not that John Ossoff gets beat, because if it mattered that John Ossoff got beat, Brian Kemp in the first place would not have appointed Kelly Loeffler. Wait a minute, I thought that was the Warnock one. Just saying. Keep up. Right? Brian Kemp would have zero problem, in my eyes, of John Ossoff going back to Washington, D.C., because John Ossoff's been up there, going on his 5th year. It's not hurting Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp is going to Davos. Brian Kemp is getting the royal treatment, him with, the Queen Marty over in South Korea. I mean, Brian Kemp is the chair of the Republican Governors Association. John Ossoff in D.C. hasn't taken any skin off Brian Kemp's back. Big deal. And so the governor's mansion doesn't go to Burt Jones. Whatever. I'm telling you, you need to listen. Now, that being said, Houston Gaines. When is the last time, I want to know, when's the last time an open seat in Georgia, for Congress was uncontested? Damn it, you need to think about that. Now, Mike Collins, take that down. Let's get to 100. When is the last time an open seat in Congress run uncontested? Is a freebie. Houston Gaines may get a Democrat opponent just to have something to volley with, like pickleball. Keep him sharp. Freebie. And you know how it happened, in my opinion? Speculating, thinking outside the box, right? You see, Mike Collins, here's what I think. I think Mike Collins goes to Brian Kemp. Or Brian Kemp goes to Mike Collins. It really doesn't matter. It says, hey, you know what? Are you looking to run the Senate? Well, if I tell you I'm running for Senate, let's go that way. If I tell you I'm running for Senate, are you going to support me? I'm just, maybe Brian Kemp says something like, I don't see why I wouldn't. Well, I mean, if I tell you we've got to keep it quiet and I want your support, Brian Kemp maybe says, well, I'll tell you why, Mike. I don't want this district to go to just anybody. I'd like to go to Houston Gaines. Let's just say that's what it was said, right? And then Mike Collins says, well, I'll tell you what, if I tell you I'm running for Senate, this is politics. Well, I don't think people would do that shit. This is politics, okay? And Mike Collins says to Brian Kemp, hey, you know what? If I tell you I'm running, I want your support. And maybe Brian Kemp says, I see no reason why we don't do that. I mean, I really think I'm going to be able to support you, Mike. And Mike may have said, well, then I'm going to run, but I want to keep it quiet. And then Brian Kemp may have set everything up for Houston Gaines, where Houston Gaines already had $1 million, where no one would challenge him in his backyard in Athens, Georgia. Houston Gaines. Maybe. And then maybe what happened is Brian Kemp called Mike Collins and said, hey, let's talk about fundraising. Now, this is my speculation, that Kemp calls Collins and says, let's talk about fundraising. I said I could back you, but I think we need to talk about what that means. And maybe Collins said, I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, why do you and I have to talk about, well, I've been thinking about maybe getting one of the kids in the business, looking for something for Amy Porter to do. Maybe she could do your fundraising and she could get 10% and she can make, $10 million maybe. And maybe Mike Collins says, you're joking, right? You think I'm going to turn over my fundraising and cough up 10 mil to your daughter? This is speculation. Maybe that didn't go well. Well, if you're not going to do it, I'll find someone else. Maybe that happened. Yeah, exactly. And then he goes down to Sea Island, tells all the donors, hang tight. I'm looking for someone now. We're going to have someone. Tells Donald Trump, I'm going to have someone we can both get on board with, right? Mike Collins, right? This is all out there. Then he goes and gets Derek Dooley. And I hear maybe Amy Porter's making money off that. Maybe the family's getting some money. Now he's asking Donald Trump, maybe not directly, but the word is, Donald Trump, hey, could you support Derek Dooley? And Donald Trump says, I'm looking very closely at the race. While maybe he's talking to John George. Is that his name? You can't make any of this up. And maybe Mike Collins is pushing on him because after the PSC race, Mike Collins came out, go on his website or his X feed and find it. And he put a video out and he said, we don't need a 12-month brutal, or we don't need this multiple month brutal primary challenge. It doesn't need to be that way. We need to get behind someone. Now, I said that for a reason, because this guy right here is running every single race. There's no one's allowed to get out of the box and run on their own. And I hope Mike Collins has broke that. I really do. And this is not a support of Mike Collins, but I hope Mike Collins has broke that. And I hope after the other night, we have some candidates for all the races in Georgia start to step out and campaign like Republicans. Campaign and talk to the people and not look. Hey, listen, and not look. Who told you could come up here? Get up here. Who told you could come up here? Huh? This is Charlie. I don't know why Charlie is here. Charlie sneaks in, don't you, from time to time. You got to go. You got it? I can't put you out there. It's bad enough they know me. They have my identity. Run along, Charlie. You're an innocent pup. You're an innocent pup. I don't need to drag you into this. Hey, hopefully, this will break. Hopefully. Because we need to force them to break it. Because we don't want to lose 2026. And we don't want to lose any more state house seats or any more state senate seats. And we don't want to lose the governor's race. And we don't want to lose lieutenant governor, secretary of state. We don't want to. One more time. And you're going to say, please don't say this again. One more time. Our candidates for Republican out there. First of all, we have, the iron fist of financial control over the money. You can't run. Hi, Will. State Senate District 51. State Senator Steve Gooch is running for lieutenant governor. I would go today, and put my name out to run for State Senate 51 against Will Wade. There's no way I want to see Will Wade be the state senator or my state senator. Absolutely not. But just to think about doing it, I have to be able to go over and put $50,000 in the bank for a job that pays 18 grand 3 months a year. That's the truth. I'm not asking for extra money. I'm just saying, I'm not saying we want, it costs 20. That's not even what it will cost. 50 is just a start. But you know what? He's running unopposed right now. And he does nothing. He will attack me. He has attacked me over and over. And I'm going to throw it right out there. He's used his Christian values to attack me. Yeah, he's done it before. And he will again. They're called, no, I better not say it. But he'll attack me. But he's unopposed. And he will do absolutely nothing that he thinks is out of line. Every candidate we have in Georgia with an R out there running can't get out of the narrative and the campaign he set up. Go ask your candidates, hey, the data centers, it'll make them so nervous they don't know which way to turn. Go ask your candidates about Fulton County and Harmeet Dillon and the Department of Justice and Jason Frazier and fixing the problem we have with the Republicans being able to appoint people to their local board of elections. They'll start sweating. They'll get so nervous. And you ask them, say, why don't you answer that? Well, I go against the governor. The next thing I know, he puts $1 million in the kitty against me with my opponent. Oh, yeah. All right, so last night, let me show you this. Let me go with right here. What time? Oh, it's 11:01. What the hell is going on here? All right, let me show you this. Last night, the AJC had a little question and answer. I just think this is funny. Number 59. Let me close here. I've gone too far, right? 59. And they say they have 4 Democrats and 2 Republicans. But it looks like to me they got 6 Democrats. Right? Looks like 6 Democrats. But last night they had Duncan, Estevez, Bottoms, and Thurman. And then they had Raffensperger and Chris Carr. Now look at the... Might as well upset you on the way out. Give me 56 and then go to 57. Let me close this up. 56, right? Here's 56 right here. Keisha Lance Bottoms, 40%. Jeff Duncan at 5. Michael Thurman at 11. But keep in mind, 40% undecided. Now, here's the interesting part over on the polling data. 57, right? If the election to choose a Republican candidate, Chris Carr is at 7%, Burt Jones is at 22%, Brad Raffensperger, keep that in mind, he's at 15% with 55% undecided. Now, Raffensperger and Chris Carr and even Clark Dean at 1%, but Raffensperger and Chris Carr, as this gets closer, if no other candidates, maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene gets in the race, they're going to go after Burt Jones, the data centers, the hospital, his family being enriched. They're going to go after that pretty hard. Just the fact that Raffensperger this early comes out with a 15%, keep that in mind, right? And give me number 52. The scare the base strategy, 52, the scare the base strategy came up short. Eccles said the quiet part out loud when he acknowledged his party's approach were attempting to scare our Republican base. Republicans leaned heavily on MAGA-infused cultural attacks in a race that has little to do with culture wars. They're moving against MAGA. MAGA has gone to them. Tim Eccles, they're all talking about it. We can't go MAGA. I'm telling you, this right here is in black and white, all right? Democrats sponsored a keeping the focus fixed on higher bills and not ideology in a low information race. Simplicity mattered. Even Eccles questioned why we went full MAGA. Oh, yeah, I told you, they're all having phone conversations, right? During the campaign, I want to give credit where credit is due here. They employed a strategy that had a single focus, and they were able to get folks looking at their power bill. No crap, right? And then give me number 53. Democrats win both Public Service Commission races. Nearly 1.5 million Georgians cast their votes. Bigger turnout than you thought. But look at the top of Georgia. Very few counties are hard red. One, maybe a hard red. But look across the top how pink the top of that state is. And I will tell you this so we can close. Never is a long time. Never is a big word. You will never win an election in the state of Georgia as a Republican in a statewide race if the top of this state all the way across is not hard ruby red. And I don't mean grapefruit. I think I'll end it there. Josh, put in your resignation. Put in your resignation. No, that doesn't mean we want Sally Grubhub. That's no better. And no, we don't want anyone there. The only person that can stay is Lori McLean. That's it. That's the only one that can stay, Lori McLean. And to really anger those party folks, I'll do the job. Just let me know. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I got my Make America Great Again Trump coffee cup today.